Today we'll try to understand what is test plan. Okay, so one of the major part of software testing is test plan. Okay, test plan is nothing but it's a document, or you can call it as a reference document for the testing activities. Okay, if you want to go for any testing activity, okay, and you have some questions on that, means how to proceed and what to test and what type of things I need to use as a part of testing, then this is the reference. Test plan is the reference document for the all these type of questions, and there you will get all the answers. Okay, who is going to write this test plan? Means who is the responsible person for writing this test plan? Is it is not an hard and fast rule like that person or this person should write the test plan. Yeah, basically in some companies QA manager will write the test plan, and in some companies test lead or QA lead can write the test plan, or in some companies senior QA or senior test engineer can write the test plan. Okay, depending upon the bandwidth or time availability and the knowledge they are having in the project. Okay, either QA manager or QA lead or senior tester or senior QA can write the test plan. Okay, so as a part of test plan, what are the things will be included? In other words, test plan will be having these many, means this type of information. Okay, clear cut information. Okay, first one is objective. Objective is nothing but so what is the purpose of the test plan? So why we are writing this test plan? Okay, this objective specifies or describes the objective or purpose of the test plan. For example, what is the objective of test plan here is to provide or to what you call produce quality software. Okay, that is the main objective of our test plan. Okay, so objective of test plan is to produce quality software or quality application. Okay, next, scope. Test plan will be having the information about the scope. Scope in the sense, if you consider any project may have around 10 features or 10 models. Okay, so that as a part of our testing, how many models we are going to test out of 10, whether we are going to test 10 out of 10 or we are going to test only 8. Okay, so this type of information will be documented as a part of test plan under scope section. Okay, this is scope section explains what is the scope of our software testing. Means as a part of our testing, what we are going to cover, means what type of features we are going to cover as a part of our testing, and what are all not in the scope. Okay, that type of things will be explained as a part of scope section. Okay, next, example for this scope, this one scope related thing is, for example, if you consider any software, okay, there will be functionality testing and there will be security testing and there might be performance testing. Okay, so if you consider functionality testing, okay, out of 10 models, we are going to perform functionality testing for 10 out of 10 features. And if you consider security, we may not go for security testing for all the models or all the 10 out of 10 features. We may only perform security testing for 2 features. And if you consider performance testing or performance verification, then out of 10, how many features we are going to test for the performance? Maybe 1. Okay, so this type of information will be mentioned as a part of this scope section. Okay. Next, testing methodologies. Okay, if you consider any project and as a part of that project, if you consider testing, there are n number of testing methodologies. Okay, component testing, system integration testing, okay, user acceptance testing, okay, regression testing, retesting, and all. Okay, so what are the testing types we are going to use as a part of our testing or in this project? Okay, those will be clearly mentioned as a part of testing methodologies we are going to follow. Okay, that is all about testing methodologies. Next, coming to approach. Approach is nothing but when you are going to test your application, so what is the approach you are going to follow for the testing? Okay, for example, when there is a build, okay, means when developer develops a feature, for example, they developed feature 1, okay, then when they give that feature 1 to the testing team, okay, whether testing team should directly go for testing of that feature or is there any intermediate things? Okay, that is explained as a part of approach module or section. Okay, here when development team develops feature 1 and it is given to the testing team, then for example, we may go for first sanity testing. If there are 10 test cases for this feature 1, then if you are able to pass, okay, 3 test cases as a part of sanity, then you can say like build is stable or we are okay for proceeding for further testing. Okay, otherwise you can reject this build or this development. Again, it will be given back to the development team. Again, they will develop this or update or modify this feature and they will again give to the testing team. Again, we are going to perform sanity or smoke testing. If it works fine as per our criteria, means at least 3 test cases are passing, then we can accept this build and we can go for the different types of testing what we have decided as a part of testing methodologies. Okay, that is nothing but a testing approach. Next is assumptions. Assumptions is when we want to start the software testing, okay, approach or software testing process or procedure. So we should have some assumptions. That is, environment should be stable. Okay, means there should not be any technical issues in the environment, and development team should be always responding in positive manner if we have any questions and concerns, and if we are having any type of issues related to tools or some other things, then there will be always technical support to resolve all those issues. Okay, then only we are proceeding for our testing. Okay, these are the assumptions. Okay, so these are just examples. Okay, depending upon the project and company, these assumptions may vary. Okay, so these are few assumptions. Environment should be stable before starting testing. Development team should be responding positively whenever we have questions and concerns, and if we have any issues with some tools whatever we are using as a part of our testing, That time, technical team should be available to resolve those issues as early as possible. Okay, these are the some assumptions. Next, risk. When you consider a risk is a problem that may occur in the future. Okay, we don't know whether it is going to happen or not, but it may happen in the future. Okay, if that problem occurs in the future, then we'll be having already specific solution or defined solution for that problem that may occur in the future. For example, the risk here, we'll try to understand this risk, means what is exactly the risk with some example. For example, here there is a project and we are having 4 testing engineers. Okay, 4 testers. Tester 1 is having responsibility to test module 1, module 2. Test engineer means second tester is having to test module 3 and module 4, and tester 3 is having responsibility to test module 5, 6 and module 7, and tester 4 is having responsibility to test module 8 and 9. Okay, so when all the testers are allocated with some modules and they have their own responsibility to test and assure those modules are working fine. Okay, so while this testing process is going on, in the middle, okay, if some tester leaves the company, for example, tester 2 leaves the company. Okay, so in that type of situation, we can't say like we are unable to deliver these module 3 and module 4 to the customer. Okay, there is no way to communicate this type of things to client or the customer. So we should have some defined plan for or defined solution for this type of problem, so that our defined solution here may be module 3 will be allocated to tester 1 and module 4 will be allocated to tester 3. So they are the second owner for these modules when tester 2 goes out of the company, so that there will be no disturbance in the testing process. Okay, this is one of the risk and the solution for that risk. Okay, this type of things are defined as a part of a risk section. Okay, next, backup or mitigation. Okay, backup or mitigation. Okay, backup or mitigation is nothing but, for example, if you consider any project, sometimes there might be a problem with the environment, okay, or technical things. That time we may skip or we may slip in the schedules, right? For example, I wanted to test the project or some feature for 4 days, but that feature is developed and given to the testing team, but to start my testing, there is no stable environment. Okay, that time what we can say, that we are testing that feature for 2 days. Okay, when it becomes stable, that environment becomes stable, and after that 2 more days of testing is left out, right? So that will be done in the higher environment as a part of regression. Okay, so that is a mitigation or backup plan. Okay, next, roles and responsibilities. Roles and responsibilities is nothing but in the team, if you consider software testing team, okay, there will be many people, right? QA manager will be there, test lead will be there, and testing members or testers will be there, right? So here, as a part of this roles and responsibilities section, will define what is the role of or responsibility of the QA manager. Okay. So what is the role or responsibility of QA manager is that QA manager should ensure the testing environment or QA environment is stable for testing. Okay, if there is any issue, it should be means QA manager is the responsible person to communicate that to the management team or technical team, and QA manager should ensure that whatever problem, unstable problem gets resolved as early as possible. Okay, that is one of the roles and responsibility of the QA manager. And one more is, as we already discussed, if there are 4 testers and one tester leaves the company in the middle, okay, then this QA manager should be able to hire one more person with the skills required for this project, okay, as early as possible. Okay, that is one more responsibility of role and responsibility of the QA manager. Okay, if you consider test lead's responsibility is nothing but allocate the models or features to the each and every tester to test, and if there are some features or models those are very difficult and complex, that type of feature should be handled by test lead. Okay, as he will be having much more experience as compared to other team members. Okay, and if you come to testing member or a tester, okay, what is the responsibility of the tester? Tester's responsibility is to test the model allocated for him. Okay, so these are nothing but roles and responsibilities. Okay, so roles and responsibilities section will be having the information like what means who is responsible for what. Okay, next, scheduling. Scheduling is nothing but the timeline for each and every activity. For example, for test case design, what is the starting date and what is the end date? Test case design. Okay, for test case execution, what is the starting date and what is the end date? Okay, so this type of scheduling information will be included as a part of a scheduling. Okay, next we'll try to understand what is defect tracking. Okay, defect tracking is nothing but, okay, for example, you are a tester. Okay, you are testing some feature. Okay, feature 1. Okay, while testing this feature, if you get any bug or defect, okay, so when you get a bug or defect, it should be logged or it should be tracked somewhere, right? So that where to track that bug. Okay, so which tool you need to use, that is whether it is Bugzilla or whether it is Jira or whether it is QC. Okay, that type of information is included as a part of defect tracking. Okay, and test environment. Next is test environment. Test environment means in which environment we are going to test the application. Okay, whether we are going to test it in a SQA environment or val environment or stage. Okay, those details will be included as a part of the testing environment. Okay, entry and exit criteria. Okay, entry and exit criteria is nothing but when to start the testing and when to close the testing. Okay, before that you need to meet or that application should meet some criteria, right, or some conditions. That is nothing but entry and exit criteria. For example, if there is a feature developed by development team and it is given for the testing, but before going for the feature on testing, it should meet some conditions like feature 1 should be stable. Okay, and at least it should what you call pass sanity. Okay, and after sanity, if I test it for some days, then at least 80% of the test cases should pass. Then only we can exit from this feature testing. Okay, that is nothing but entry and exit criteria. Okay, next, test automation. Test automation is nothing but this section describes or lists out what are the test cases, means how many test cases we are going to automate. Okay, if there are 100 test cases, we are not going to automate 100 out of 100 test cases. Okay, we will only consider few test cases. Okay, subset of these test cases for the automation. For example, around 40 test cases. Okay, so here test automation section describes what are the test cases we are going to automate and which tool we are going to use for automation. Okay, whether we are going for Selenium or UFT or some other tools. Okay, so what type of tools we are going to use and what are the test cases we are going to automate. Okay, that information will be included as a part of test automation section. Next, test deliverables. Test deliverables are nothing but what type of documents we are going to give or deliver to the customer or client after testing completion. Okay, for example, test case document, test scenario document, then requirement traceability matrix, test evidences. Okay, then user manual. You can say user manual means how to install and how to use the application. Okay, so these are some examples for test deliverables. Okay, so this section includes this type of information, which type of documents we are going to provide to the customer or client after the testing completion. Okay, next, templates. Templates are nothing but standard what you call layout or standard structure for each and every document. For example, if you want to write the test case, what template you need to follow. Okay, while you are raising a defect or logging a defect, what type of template you need to use. Okay, while writing your test scenarios, so what is the standard structure or template you need to use. Okay, that information means all the templates are placed as a part of templates section of the test plan. Okay, so by using those templates, you can write the test case and you can write the test scenarios, RTM, as well as other required documents. Okay, so these are all the different sections and information included as a part of the test plan, so that by referring this test plan, the person or the test member is able to understand what should be used for testing and what should not be used, and what should be followed and what should not be followed. Okay, so this is all about test plan. Okay, these are the standard components included as a part of the test plan, but depending upon the project and depending upon the company, it may vary. Test plan may vary. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule like a test plan should have these many components and it should be designed by or written by QA manager or QA lead or SQA. Okay, there will be no hard and fast rule. Okay, depending upon the project and the company, it may vary. Okay, test plan what you call components may vary, and the responsibility means responsible for person for the test plan design or writing will be different from project to project and company to company. Okay, let us try to go through one of the test plan template. Okay, how test plan looks like. Okay, so here this is one of the example for test plan. Okay, here at the top we need to mention, means we can mention the project name. Okay, then for example you can say this is Gmail test plan. Okay, next document version. Okay, each and every document will be having its own version. For example, 1.2.0. Okay, so here it will be having the version and the date when you have written this test plan. For example, I can say 19/8/2023. Okay, next document author, means here there will be mention of the person who has written this test plan. Okay, for example, Sharan, okay, QA manager. Okay, so next project sponsor, means who is the owner of this project. Okay, for example, this project might be from some business called My Business Limited. Okay, so and here we'll be having the project team details. Okay, so how many members are there? Okay, their names and their roles, whether they are senior software test engineer or uh, test lead, or you can say associate software tester or software testing trainee. Okay, so these type of information will be included as a part of this project team. Okay, next introduction. Introduction is nothing but, so what is the purpose of this test plan? Okay, that information will be included as a part of introduction, as we discussed as a part of objective. Okay, then test plan. Okay, so actually here it is having this template. When you want to write the test case, you need to follow this template. Okay, so here there is a description for each and every field. What is test ID? What is test description? Okay, all the things are, means all the things about these fields are described here, so that by going through this the person who is going to test the application will come to know what to follow, means what type of template should be followed for test case design, and if they are unable to understand, then they can go for this description, so that they will come to know what is the purpose of each and every field. Okay, next here there is a mention of test deliverables, means what type of documents we are going to provide to the customer after completion of the testing. Okay, so here test data specification, test case specification, procedure, test log. Okay, summary report and all. Okay, so as already I mentioned or told, the things whatever included as a part of test plan may vary from project to project and company to company, and there is no hard and fast rule like or there is no specific standard for test plan. Okay, and here there is a section called environmental requirements. Okay, for testing, what are the things should be there as a part of environment. Okay, so here hardware, communication systems and other supplies should be there, and security should be there, and testing tools should be ready. Okay, next staffing. Here each and the staff or the member of the software testing team should be allocated the responsibilities and which model they are going to test. Okay, that information should be there. And again, training needs for testing team to test it thoroughly and to produce the quality product. What are the training needs are there for the staff? Okay, that is included as a part of this staffing. Next, schedule. Schedule is nothing but testing schedule or duration. Okay, when to start and when to complete. Next, risk and contingencies, the same thing. Okay, so if there might be some problem in the future, then what is the plan or solution for that type of unseen or upcoming risks. Okay, next, approvals. Approvals, it is nothing but for example, if I am a tester and I am writing the test case, okay, then after writing the test case, it should be approved by someone, right? So that we can say test case is perfect. So that by using this test case, I can go for the verification of specific feature. So these things will be included as a part of the approvals. And for example, if you want to if you want access to some DB, okay, then you need approval from someone else, right? For example, QA manager. So this type of information will be added as a part of approval section. Okay. Then here, documents and revision history. Okay. Here, this will be having the list of documents and the history or revision number and who is responsible to change this one and when it got changed and description of the changes made for the file. If something changed in the file, then that should be mentioned as a part of this section. Okay, this is all about software test plan. Okay, software test plan is the reference document for each and every tester who is working in the project, so that they will be having clear idea about what should be done and what should not be done and all. Okay, what should be followed and what should not be followed. Okay, so and test plan may vary from company to company and project to project. Okay, for example, if you consider some project, some company, and that company may run around 10 projects, and there is no rule like all those projects should follow same test plan or same type of test plan. Okay, each and every project may follow different test plans. Okay, that is all about the test plan. Okay, thank you so much.